sorry, I have some technical issue. So we continue that this picture talk about the proclamation of Indonesian independence. So as we can see, we can identify this picture talk about the proclamation of Indonesian independence was read, as we know that it was read at 10 a.m. o'clock on Friday, if I'm not mistaken, especially 17 August 1945, and the declaration marked the start of the diplomatic and armed resistance of Indonesian national revolution, fighting against the force of the Netherlands and Dutch civilians until the later of officially acknowledged Indonesia's independence in 1949. And the other information is in 2005, the Netherlands declared that they have decided to accept de facto 17 August 1945 as Indonesia's independence date. In 2013, in the view that Indonesian historian Sukojo, amongst others, asked the Dutch government uh, to formally acknowledge the date of Indonesian as 17 August 1945. So this is the information that we could mention of these pictures. And we move to the next activity about recount text. So after giving information about the picture and identifying and explaining the details information from about the pictures, what we are going to do is to identify is there are three kinds of recount text. What is this? And they are a personal experience, second biographies, and the third one about historical events. So the personal experience talk about all of our experience during our life that make us that maybe it made us happy or sadness, feel sad or feel joyful during this life, and it would be one of the unforgettable experience in our life. And the second about biographies recount text is talk about the particular people in this world, or especially in Indonesia, that we are going to talk about through the recount text. And the third about historical events that we are going to explain and we are going to explore more in this section. We are going to learn about historical events, especially in Indonesia. And as we are aware that in the recontext historical events, the elements are known as the first orientations, a series of events, and reorientation. What are reorientation, series of event, and reorientation? Let's look at the picture. This talk about Congress Pemuda Indonesia, or in English we could say the Youth Pledge. As we can see here in the screen that there are several paragraphs that we are going to identify or we are going to read, but probably one of you could read these paragraphs. Okay. Okay, thank you, Daniel, for your participation to read this paragraph. So the first paragraphs talk about the basic information about the youth pledge that happened at the times. The youth pledge that occurred on 28 October 1928 and was declaration made by young Indonesian nationalists. This declaration was proclaimed in the Second Youth Congress. There are 3 points covered in this declaration, which are one motherland, one nation, and one language. So through the first paragraphs, we could identify and we could mention that this is the orientation part of recount text. As we mentioned before, that orientation, it will give the readers the background information needed to understand the text, such as who was involved, where it happened, and when it happened. And the second part about the series of events. The series of event, it means that there are several events in the recount text, and we can see here on the screen that there are two paragraphs. After the first paragraph, there are two paragraphs that talk about the source event of the youth pledge, and the last about the orientation. Reorientation talk about how the position of the writers of the others uh, during about the youth pledge. And so as we can see here that